Okay, this is my tutorial for the level Assault on the Control Room on Legendary difficulty. And this level, it has one big skip, and that's about it. The rest is just pretty much just driving and just focusing on movement. There's no enemies. All of the enemies are at the start of the level, so the start of this level can be kinda random in ways. These enemies at the very start right here can be kinda, their aggression can be kinda random. But right here at the start you wanna make sure you don't lose much health at all. And what I do here is I throw one frag grenade at the back wall right when this door opens, and the goal is to kill as many grunts as possible. Like something like this. I throw it at the back wall so it lands right over here and kills some of these grunts. That time it didn't kill anything really, it killed like one grunt, but you want this frag to kill as many grunts as possible. Looks like these guys are not being really aggressive right now, they're kinda sitting kinda far back, but yeah, you want the nade to land like right here, and then just when you run around this corner, just start ARing all the rest of the grunts. And these two elites you just wanna leave completely alone. Just run past them. I see people do stuff like this, where I mean, this is a solid strat, but it's just like they do something like this. They kinda sit here, throw like 3 frags at these elites. I mean, this is obviously a little safer. You're not gonna lose any health doing this, but you can do this. But you just wasted 3 frag grenades you could use later. So what I like doing is just kinda charging in. Kinda YOLO strats, I guess. Just throw the grenade there and start ARing these grunts and hope you take as little damage as possible. Okay, 4 bars is like decent, you shouldn't really die, but ideally you would like to have blue health bars. And the third strat you can do here is something like this. I'm not exactly sure how this is supposed to work, but you can run like to the right like this. This is actually a really solid strat if it works. Like, see, these guys don't even notice I'm here. And that's a safer method of doing this. Like, see, I only lost like 2 health bars. The elites didn't even realize I was there. So that's actually a really good strat. I don't use that strat personally because it makes you lose like a few seconds. But after that, you wanna grab a plasma pistol from here, from these grunts, and you wanna have as many plasma grenades as possible. And there's one elite around this corner when this door opens. So the elite can be over there, or he can be like right here, or he can be like around there, right where he is right now. So there are like 3 different spawns for him. And if he's over there, I would just overcharge and stick him. Like something like this. If he was over here, I would just overcharge and stick him and run past him. And sometimes he's just kinda, when you turn around this corner and the door opens, he's just walking like this way, like this. You can just like stick him, because he shouldn't even spot you from there. But just make sure this elite dies. Make sure you get the stick on him. And right here, there are 4 enemies that spawn over here. And this time I got the 2 grunts to jackal spawn. All the possible spawns are 4 grunts, 4 jackals, or the spawn I just got, which is 2 jackals and 2 grunts. And no, the spawn isn't too important. You should be able to deal with any kind of spawn. But what I like to do, I throw a frag there, and then I throw a second frag at these enemies to make sure all of them die. You really want to make sure you get through here without losing too much health. Because you will need you'll be needing health bars later. That was bad. So you can throw the grenade like this through that like gap or hole, whatever. That can work as well. I just usually use two grenades here. Then just make sure these guys don't kill you. Just pistol these grunts. And right at this point you really want to make sure you have some plasma grenades, like at least 2 plasmas, or 1 at least. But being on 2 bars like I am right now, that's really bad. I'm gonna do this section like one more time like I would do it in a run. Hopefully not die. Throw the sticky, I mean the frag. Then just AR these grunts. Decent health, 5 bars. Then that was bad. Okay, in that situation I honestly shouldn't have overcharged the elite. Would have been easier just to throw it a sticky because he hadn't spotted me. Okay, that was kinda weird. Yeah, that was really weird and bad. I'm 2 bars right now, which is bad. But I'm gonna do this in 2 bars now. So this bridge fall is really easy once you get this down. So for this first fall, if there's a grunt there, just headshot him or just punch him to death. No biggie. Then what I like to do is I jump into this wall like this and then like turn to the right so I fall over here. It's really simple. Like this.
The weather patterns here seem natural, not artificial.
And then here I'm holding W, W and A, so I land here without like taking damage, because this you can die to this first fall if you don't do it correctly, but you shouldn't ever die to this. Like, I think this should kill me. Yeah, see? So you wanna hug the wall, and what I do, I just keep holding W and A like this, and you should be alive every single time. And now for this is the second fall, which people consider the hardest one. This is 100% consistent if you simply use the same setup every single time and just do it correctly. So what I use... Okay, you know what, I'm gonna kill this Banshee. Okay, so for this bridge fall, you see this spot right there. There's a black spot right there where I'm shooting at right now. Then there's this spot right there. You can see, I don't know if you can see it on the video, but there are these 2 dark spots. By the way, you can only see these spots if you are on high textures, so you want to make sure you're playing on high textures, because if you are not, it can be hard to have a consistent setup because you can't see anything. So I jump right after this spot right here, like around there. That's when I jump, and I do something like this. And when you land, I just fell off. Oh my god. When you land, you don't want to hug the wall. You want to land... Okay. You want to look slightly to the right from the wall. You don't want to be looking straight at the wall. But you want to land close to the wall, but not... You don't want to like be parallel with the wall. It's kind of hard to explain, but you can see what I do. And this should work every single time if you land this correctly. Just land... You don't want to land there. You don't want to land too much to the right, like over here, but you want to land close to the wall, like right there. And you should live every single time. And you shouldn't slide off. Just jump at the right time over here, which is like right after this spot right there. And land over there. And you should stick the landing every single time. So this is something you just have to practice. You don't have to use the setup I use, but this way I literally never miss this fall. it's very consistent once you get it down. But that's about it. Like, that fall really isn't that complicated. Just get it down, be consistent at it. And now you just wanna run over here. So now you have like two options. You can do two different, actually, there are multiple different falls for this, but there's two I would recommend using. What I do is, there's this spot right, this can be kinda hard to see right now, but there's this spot right here that goes like this kinda darker spot. And I drop down right there. There's like a little darker gray spot right there, and what I do is I fall down, then I touch the wall and start holding space. And so the goal is to slide off of this like cliff, hit the tree so you bounce off the tree, and then you land over here. And then I crouch when I land so I don't take any damage. But that's a really simple one. The only thing you don't want to do, you want to make sure you don't do if you do this one, is that you don't want to hug the wall too much like this. You don't want to turn to the wall, like see? That's because of that. So once you turn to look at the cliff, you don't want to like turn too fast, and you don't want to hug the wall too closely because you will die like that. And also you don't want to just fall like straight down like this. Actually, that worked, but that kinda worked. But just I look at this. Okay, there's where my reticule is right now. There's this dark spot right here. I try to touch this cliff right before this dark spot, so like around here. That was bad because I paused the game at the same time, but you get the idea. So you should live this every time if you just do it like this. And then crouch as you land. And the two other falls you can do, I don't do this personally. You can drop down like right over here. I see many people do this actually. So you do something like this, like that, and you should be able to survive this. I don't personally do this, but I don't think this is too difficult to pull off. And this is like just as fast as the fall I just showed you, so there's no real-time difference between these. Just it's kind of personal preference. And the third one, this is like the newbie fall. I can recommend this if you're just starting off. You can go over here and crouch like this, and then slowly like drop down, and then start hugging the cliff. Then crouch. I almost died there, but that's slower than the other two. But I guess it's safer. I don't know if it's actually safer, but people just do that. I don't know why. I honestly wouldn't recommend that one. It's just kind of slow and unnecessary. But yeah, you can do this if you want to. Like, I'm actually taking a lot of damage from that. But that's pretty much that bridge fall. Like, you just have to get it down. Be consistent at every single one of the falls. Like, it's not that hard once you get it down. But right here, you can flip this ghost. There's a ghost right over here. Right there. You can flip this ghost very similarly to what you can do on Silent Cartographer to flip the hog. This isn't something you should worry about too much. It's only like 2 seconds of time save. You can just run to the ghost and grab it like this. You know, just grab the ghost and drive away. But you can flip this ghost by having a precise setup. What I do is I throw one frag and one plasma grenade for this. Something like this. Something like this. Might not work. Might work. Yeah, that was actually okay. Could have been better. Didn't flip fully the right way, but that still saves like 2 seconds. So I'm not gonna go over the precise setup I use, but I guess I can really briefly. I look over there, and then I look over there. There's this black spot, and I place my reticle just over that black spot. So I throw the frag there and the plasma there. You can do this with 2 frags or 2 plasmas, but because I usually use 3 frags at the start, that's why I only use 1 frag for this and 1 plasma. Also, okay, you don't want to do this. Okay, let's say I had only 1 plasma grenade and 1 frag grenade. You don't want to do this. You want at least 2 plasma grenades and 1 frag, because if you run completely out of grenades after doing this, you won't have a grenade for a grenade jump that's later on the level, and that nade jump saves more time than this ghost flip does. So you wanna make sure you have at least 1 grenade for the nade jump. I usually do this. Yeah, I would say just do this if you have 2 plasmas and 1 frag, or if you have, you know, depends which grenades you use, but I use 1 frag and 2 plasma grenades. That was a bad one. You really want to make sure you don't lose time to this. Like sometimes the ghost can flip over here, and it's obviously time loss. Just if you go for this, just make sure you don't lose time ever, because that's kind of embarrassing. But yeah, just get the ghost, and then the rest of the levels it's just pretty much driving. Like there's not much to go over. Make sure you just drive in a straight line. But here's a button I need to press, and to get to the button I want to fling to the button. There are multiple ways of flinging to the button, and I do something like this. That was a bad example, but so what I do, you don't have to do it exactly as I do. I slightly turn the ghost, then get out, and then when my character is getting out of the ghost, I like turn a little more sharply after that, so something like this. Okay, that didn't work either, but just get consistent at this. You don't have to do it this way. I see people do it like just like this, like turning a lot when they exit, or some people don't even fling. They do something like this, like, oh my god. They kinda do something like this. I mean, this isn't wrong. This is like just as fast, almost. But I like flinging into the button. Just overall on this level, like you don't wanna just not care about these little movement things, because these little movement things are the things that makes this level fast. Like if your movement is bad at every single point of the level, you're gonna lose like 10 seconds, and it's not good. But this next driving section, just take these corners really like tight, and just make sure you don't run wide. That was bad. But just you can't go full throttle through this. Okay, I'm gonna go full throttle and see like if I can do this. If I just keep holding W, it's kinda hard to get through here, because I bounce into walls because I'm going too fast, or my corners are simply gonna be too wide because I'm going too fast like this. This is really bad. Just like going all over the place. So it's just like slow down a little, just a little. Also, a helpful thing to do is press your space to lift the nose of the ghost. You can do this to make sure the floor of the ghost doesn't like hit anything and bounce, so the ghost doesn't bounce all over the place. but just overall take these corners like, you know, tight and fast. Don't try and go too fast. And then there's this button. This is really simple. You just drive at the button, and then you just like do this and get back into the ghost, and the door opens. Just look at the button, then look away from the button and get off the ghost, and press the button and get back into the ghost. And same thing with these tunnels right here. Just take the corners, like make sure you don't run wide or anything. And here press space to lift the nose, so you don't. So again, your the floor of the ghost doesn't hit the ground or anything stupid. And then this is just literally driving in a straight line. And coming up here, there's this cave section. This very short cave section. This cave has RNG based rocks. So the rocks are random. You can't know which rocks you're gonna get, so you can't really make this too consistent. The rocks are, I mean, you can get this consistent, but you know, just so you know, these rocks are actually random in size. Like right in this cave, right here. Like this rock is really big right now. I think, at least, okay, I'm not actually sure if all of these are RNG, but most of these are actually RNG. But it doesn't matter too much. Just make sure you get through this cave as smoothly as you can. When you drop down from this cliff, sometimes your ghost really likes to nosedive like this. You can avoid that by pressing backwards like this, and it corrects the ghost in midair. And now when you're coming here, just like tight strafe with the ghost through here as smoothly as you can. I like to press left a lot. And then here just, what I like to do is drive up this thing, like in this angle, like this. And then press space and like D and W at the same time, like something like this. And get up here. And just, this is like a really simple movement with the ghost. Just make sure you get through all of these things really smoothly. And then you grab this Banshee. Get the Banshee as fast as you can. And then here, make sure you don't splatter yourself with the Banshee. Because if I do something, okay, that wasn't even close, but like, just don't do anything stupid. That's what I'm saying. Just don't do anything stupid. If you just exit the Banshee, just when passing this glass, you should be fine every single time, like this. You just land over here. You can't die from anything, really. Just make sure you don't do something like this. This is stupid. Like you can actually fall off if you hit this glass and you don't get over the glass. But yeah, that's not too complicated. Now, this is the nade jump I was talking about earlier. I don't have any frags, but this nade jump is really easy with a frag. I usually do this with a frag if I somehow have a frag. Also, you have to pay attention to your health right here. If you have less than 2 bars, so you only have 1 bar of health, you can't do it with a frag because you're gonna die. So if I had a frag, I would just throw the frag at this, and then it would land right at my feet, and I could just I could just jump and land onto this platform, but because I don't have any frags right now, I'm just gonna show it with the plasma grenade. So if you have a plasma, jump over this thing and throw the grenade onto this platform the same way you want the frag to land. So like this. And then I usually crouch here just to make sure I land on this thing. Also, if you have only 1 bar of health, sometimes the plasma can kill you if you... Okay, like this time it didn't kill me. You can't really know if the plasma is gonna kill you on 1 bar or not, like you literally just can't know. I think this is gonna kill me now. See? But yeah. Just make sure you don't die, because you could see how I died there and the last checkpoint was like 3 minutes ago. Just make sure you don't die here. Honestly, if you only have 1 bar of health, don't go for this nade jump at all. Like, I wouldn't recommend it. You don't want to risk anything. You don't want to risk losing in 3 minutes because you died. So, if you only have 1 bar of health, just... You can actually... What I do, I just run over here through this glass and over there. But what you can also do, I'm not sure if this is actually faster. You can come over here, kinda jump into this wall and it kinda bounces you off onto this thing, onto this platform like this. And then you can jump, not like that. Then you can, from here, you can jump onto this thing and get through here. I'm not sure if that's much it's not much faster. I'm not sure if it's maybe like a few seconds faster, but I don't do it because it's kind of weird. But just okay, if you simply have 2 health bars and grenades, just do this jump right here. Then you want to jump over here, and then you just run in a straight line, I guess. And here next is coming up another grenade jump. This is actually pretty tough. Excuse me, pretty tough to get sometimes. What I do for this, I throw a plasma at this ramp over there. When this gray, like whatever this is supposed to be, when this thing, when I can't see it on the screen anymore, so when I'm coming from over here, this would be too early because I can still see it in my left corner, but I wait for it to disappear like this. This is when I throw the nade. And then the goal here, you kinda wanna jump into this thing right here. Like this thing. This wall kinda. And when you jump into this, the plasma will blow up at the same time, and you get just enough height to land onto this thing. I'm gonna try and do it right now. It's not too hard when you get it down, but it can be kinda hard sometimes. Like that. And if you mess it up, just, or if you don't wanna go for this, by the way, this jump you can do on 1 bar because like you should be able to live this jump on 1 bar every single time. Like I should be able to live this for sure. Because the plasma isn't going off at the exact same time as like you jump, so it's not gonna do full damage to you. So you can go for this one if you are on 1 bar of health. But yeah. Just jump into this like thing. See, I failed it there because I messed something up. But yeah, it's pretty simple. And if you don't want to go for this, just like jump over here, then jump onto this thing, and then jump onto this thing. Really simple. And then you just run through here. And you can actually do a fun little boost here if you have a plasma grenade still. You can stick this Banshee, and it's like 1 frame time save. You can stick the Banshee and enter the Banshee, and you never die from this. You get a little, very slight boost. But here at the end of the level there are 4 buttons you need to press. Just main thing you need to focus on is not splattering yourself, because that can happen. So just get these smoothly. You don't want to lose time to this, but you don't want to take them crazy, like risky like this. Okay, that was just weird. But yeah, just make sure you don't get splattered by the Banshee, because that's just dumb and embarrassing if it happens. Just make sure you get to press these buttons as fast as you can, and get back to the Banshee as fast as you can. This is really simple, just optimize these buttons. And right here you can like fly like this and drop out and press this button and then start going backwards. I don't like to do that because I lost like 1 run to this and then I stopped doing it because I accidentally splattered myself. So what you can do is just like do this, like it's just as fast. I don't honestly know why people go for this. It just looks swag and cooler, but it's not that much worth it. I mean, you can get it every single time and you can live that every single time if you do it correctly, but still. But yeah, like that's AOTCR, like it's a very simple level. Just okay. The main thing to focus on is the bridge fall, obviously. You don't want to retry that a bunch of times. And then I would say the beginning. You don't want to die there, and then you don't want to have bad movement and lose time because movement. I would say this is the easiest level in the run. Just make sure you don't lose unnecessary time. But yeah, that's AOTCR.